Let me show you the new range of consumer units from Proteus, and these are absolutely amazing. From the range of knockouts that you can see on the back there, for those of you who like to try and do the Instagram dressing of consumer units, to the bigger openings that are perhaps more functional. And you can see I'm using my Knipex Twin and Earth stripper there for the LSF cables. If you've not tried it on those, it's an absolute dream. LSF can be a bit of a struggle to strip sometimes, but that does it like absolute butter. And I always try and strip my conductors before dressing them away, get all the sleeving on so all the messy fiddly stuff is done and we can focus on the neat and tidy bits. Just a point of note around the cable entries here, it is a training environment, this isn't a working system, and I've not taken any account of fire sealing, testing or torquing. So you can see I'm popping the CPCs behind the DIN rail there, and that's just to make sure they're out the way. It doesn't have to be removed to do this, I've just chosen to do it so I can get some nice loops and swoops in, and it's just a bit of easier way of getting the cables around the back there. So we're dressing those up as neatly as possible, and they are going to be obviously doubled over, torqued down and tested in working environments. We've got the taller devices here, that's a Type B single module RCBO and an AFDD with RCBO protection built in as well, and these are from other bits of switchgear we've got in the academy here, so they are cut to length, some of them on the RCBO fly leads. It is what it is. So with these, again, I prefer to try and dress the slat down the back of the board. There's plenty of room behind the DIN rail for that, so we can pop a bit of extra length in there whilst also keeping this neat and tidy. And this is part of a series of videos I've made to show learners different methods in dressing consumer units, from going for really aesthetically sharp and pleasing, as I hope this one is, to more functional ways with longer length left inside the consumer unit for future modifications. With these boards, again, you've got loads of room. The RCBOs that are the smaller variety are double pole, bidirectional, and Type A in this case. So you can see here with the taller ones, again, that's the Type B RCBO I mentioned, and in a single module format is absolute game changer for heat pump installers and those of us who need them for solar PV systems. We've got the arc fault detection device with RCD built in there as well. That's where they're a little bit taller. And then we're just working away, stripping these ends and looping over, swooping into the top of the breakers to try and leave a neat and tidy finish. With the main switch on this board, it is dual terminal, and that's been popped across from the M2 range. Point of failure within most consumer units when they go wrong is around the main switch, so that makes such a lot of sense. We've got a lot more wiring room in here. The colour is different to the old variety of Proteus boards as well. It's a sharper colour of white. You can see that blank there that's branded. There's one that comes in the box. I need to get myself a stock of those because they look the absolute business. I've got a YouTube video going into this in way more detail, but for the money, it's hard to knock these whatsoever. Available from CEF online.